So the green light at the end of the pre-grid flashes for the first time for 18 races here today as we kickstart the 2022 Rotax Max Challenge Winter Cup. Let's have a look at the starting grid. So on pole position, it's a homegrown hero. That'll be Nicolas Garcia, followed by Great Britain's Rory Armstrong, who will line up alongside on the front row. Then it's Boaz Maximoff and Jeremy Roivers representing the Netherlands and Spain respectively. Albert Friend from Great Britain, Nikita Zhubimov from Estonia, the latter being last year's Micromax Grand Finals champion in Bahrain. They are on row number 3. Nikita Nikishov and Kasper Nissen from Spain and Denmark, row 4. Completing the top 10, it's Max Cuthbert from Great Britain and Ivan Gonzalez from Spain. Jagrat Vitroja from India and Felipe Reyes from the Netherlands, that's row 6. Ryan Bourguignon, mechanic by Trafalgar's own Matty Higgins, is in 13th and has Christian Stefanov from Great Britain alongside. Marcel Zebo from Hungary is joined by Jensen Schork on row number 8. Bruno Greyling from Spain and Adrian Tions from Latvia, that's row number 9. And completing the top 20 is Hugo Fuentes Luque from Spain and Marius Karasiaukas from Lithuania. Jaden Sherwood making his first trip overseas in 21st and will have Tom Strele alongside the Latvian on the outside of row number 11 and completing the 12th and final row, completing 24 drivers in total. Enzo Riccio from Finland and Alex Menezes from Latvia. The race will take be over a duration of 7 minutes plus an additional lap. And still remembering when I first ventured here to commentate 2 years ago, or when we ran our first Winter Cup, the elevation changes from turn 1 up the crest of the hill, down the very, very deep technical part through into the infield part of the circuit is still as fascinating as it was 2 years ago, and we are pleased to be back. So the drivers will have to get into a 2x2 rolling start formation. The wait is finally over. Into the tram lines we go. Full start has been called. Race director not happy with that formation. A couple of stragglers at the back, so we are going to go around for another formation lap. So once again, the anticipation builds. The tension you can cut through with a hot knife through butter. This is going to be the first part of that building block, that foundation, to make a push towards getting on to the top step of the podium. And all of these drivers are hungry for that opportunity to be there when it matters the most. Now, Nicolas Garcia Diaz and Rory Armstrong starting to bring the field together. So 7 minutes have been reset on the timer. And this is all the hard work that's been put through in the winter. This is the first race these drivers will have competed in this season. The weather has changed overnight. Now the formation looks a lot tidier. 7 minutes on the clock, plus an additional lap. Nicolas Garcia Diaz and Rory Armstrong bring them into the tram lines. Revs rise. We are now lights out and racing, and it's the hurtle down to turn 1 for the first time. Rory Armstrong sweeps to the outside as they go through. As one driver's already gone off at the exit around the outside of turn number 1. Nicolas Garcia Diaz has got Boaz Maximoff behind. Rory Armstrong in 3rd position as they climb the steep ascent up the hill towards the crest of it. And then here's where the roller coaster starts, ladies and gents, because we've got a train of 5 carts, a move trying to be attempted for 8th position. Doesn't quite work out as they make their way through down into the tight left-hander that brings them onto the midfield straight away. So Garcia Diaz leads from Maximoff, Armstrong in 3rd. as they make their way through into the far part of the circuit. Yet to cross the timing beam, and Boaz Maximov is looking to go towards the outside side to sweep through. And there is a move for third place, and it looks like it could have been Albert Friend that's gone up the inside of Rory Armstrong to take P3. Out of the final corner they come, through into the completion of lap number 1. Garcia Diaz leads. Boaz Maximov, Albert Friend, Rory Armstrong, Nikita Nikishov, Jeremy Roivers round out the top 6. And the top 5 have broken away to the tune of about nearly 0.6 of a second, as Maximov goes for the lead up the inside of Garcia Diaz, and then round the outside goes Albert Friend. Nice move there from the 191 from Great Britain. Down the hill they come again, and Maximov is the one now leading the pack. It's been a difficult start for Nikita Zhubimov from Estonia. The 112 now drops down to 21st position. We'll have to make some positional increases over the next 5 minutes plus an additional lap. As Maximov leads them through into the end of the second sector. And now the move happens. Up the inside goes Albert Friend for the lead. And the 191 from Great Britain takes it. Maximov coming under pressure from Garcia Diaz. Rory Armstrong has dropped to 5th position as Nikita Nikishov from Spain now up into 4th place. On to lap number 3. Through into the sweeping right-hander at turn 1. They start to power up the hill. Friend leads from Maximov. Garcia Diaz in 3rd. Nikishov, Armstrong, Reuters, Max Cuthbert in 7th. Marcel Zibo from Hungary now up into 8th ahead of Morocco's Ryan Bourguignon. Kasper Nissen from Denmark completes the top 10, covered by 2.5 seconds at this moment. 4 minutes and 10 seconds plus an additional lap still remains. Albert Friend is getting away to the tune of about 6 kart lengths as Garcia Diaz lining up a move on the inside and gets through past Maximov to take 2nd position. Now does the old think gesture on the right-hand side of the helmet just to say, look, let's just go after the leader. And now Albert Friend is starting to pull away. That gap could be the best part of nearly 0.2 of a second. A little bit of assisting there from Maximov on Garcia Diaz as the Dutch driver tries to get through. We now hit the halfway point of the race. 3.5 minutes to go plus an additional lap. And Albert Friend has got a lead of nearly 0.3. Back up the hill through turn 1, through 2. Now into the sweeping left here at 3. And it tightens back onto itself. So Garcia Diaz and Maximov keeping themselves in the fight. Nikishov still sitting from what I just last saw, was in 4th position, but that might have changed as they come down the hill once again. Top 3 have now got a considerable breakaway. Now that is the 166 of Rory Armstrong, who's now followed by Jeremy Roivers. And the 134 of Max Cuthbert has also made up a position. So the big question is, what has happened to Nikita Nikishov? He might have dropped down a couple of positions, but we'll find out once the next lap is completed. Garcia Diaz now putting the pressure on to Albert Friend for the lead of the race as they come out of the final corner. We complete lap number 4, and Friend has a slender advantage. It's now just over 1/10. Garcia Diaz. And Nikishov has tumbled down the order. But Albert Friend soaking up the pressure like a sponge from Nicolas Garcia Diaz at this particular moment. 2 minutes to go plus an additional lap. Albert Friend holding on to a very, very slender lead, if that, as they come down the hill. So down the straightaway in the middle part of the track, through into the next left-hander they go. And Albert Friend concentrating on where he needs to position the kart, looking forward, not looking back, because that could give Nicolas Garcia Diaz. Takes a look over the left and then the right shoulder. Garcia Diaz sweeps to the outside. Friend takes the inside line on the apex to keep defensive. Out of the final corner once again. We're about to complete lap 5. On to lap 6. Look over the left shoulder from Albert Friend as they head up into turn 1. Garcia Diaz is with the 191 from Great Britain. Maximov is still keeping with him. Garcia Diaz gets the nose in there, but has to wait. And now Maximov is with them. And the fastest lap of the race so far is by the current leader. There's a yellow flag on the middle part of the technical part of the circuit going up the hill. There's a kart to the side, and that is Nikita Nikishov, I'm afraid, out of the race. The number 120 started on the inside of row number 4, and the first heat has not gone well. So we're coming into the last 30 seconds of the race itself. And Albert Friend still holding on. The 191 from Great Britain through into this very sweeping right-hander after a long straightaway, which has a bit of a right-hand kink into it. The battle between Rory Armstrong and Jeremy Roivers is carrying on. The Spaniards got through on the Brit. So the timer is counting down, and now we hit 0. After this, one more lap remains, so it's just over a lap and a bit still to go, as Boris Maximov has got through on Nicolas Garcia Diaz for second position. And Garcia is returning the favour up the top of the hill. The pair going side by side, and Garcia Diaz has gotten through. But that has given Albert Friend the opportunity he needed to pull away. So we'll have one more lap to go after this. An enticing battle at the front of the field. Down the order, a little bit further back, Jeremy Roivers is still fending off the advances of one Rory Armstrong in the 166. So the top 3, bit of a move there from Garcia Diaz, who takes the lead, and Albert Friend gets the switchback. The pair side by side as we go on to the final lap. Albert Friend nudges ahead, and Maximov up the inside of the Spaniard, through into the approach into turn 1, and the 130 gets through. Great anticipation there from Boris Maximov. But time and corners are fast running out for this trio here. Garcia Diaz sweeps to the outside to get a bit more momentum to run towards the top of the hill. And now they go down it. Down into the right-hand sweeper. And then hard on the brakes very, very shortly. Through into the tight left. Onto this mid-part straight. And both Friend and Maximov take a look over their left shoulders, respectively, into the next left-hand hairpin. Albert Friend has still got a lead, probably to the tune of about 2 kart lengths. But after this straight away, we have 3 more corners to go. Maximov could go for an opportunity here, but might wait and chance it out of the final corner. We're about to find out what transpires. Out of the final turn, the checkered flag now waves, and it is Great Britain's Albert Friend that takes the opening heat here at Karting Campillos, ahead of Boris Maximov. The winning margin, 71 thousandths of a second, ahead of Boris Maximov from the Netherlands. Nicolas Garcia Diaz, who was on pole position, stayed in the lead, but then it was the likes of Boris Maximov and Albert Friend that managed to get themselves past, and the Spaniard has to settle for third. It was a Spanish 3-4, courtesy of Jeremy Roivers, with Rory Armstrong, who started on the front row, managing to secure 5th at the end of that race. A good showing from Max Cuthbert, who started 9th, finished in 6th. Marcel Zebo from Hungary in the 178 started 15th and ended up 7th ahead of Morocco's Ryan Bourguignon in the 109. Casper Nissen in the 108 from Denmark finished ahead of Jagrat de Troya from India in the 102, and they completed the top 10. Jensen Chalk and Jaden Sherwood both also made up positions. Jensen Chalk finished in 11th, and Jaden Sherwood started 21st, finished in 12th position. Ahead of Felipe Reyes from the Netherlands, Ivan Gonzalez Elul from Spain, Tom Strelec from Latvia rounding out the top 15. Nikita Zhubimov from Estonia in 16th, ahead of Christian Stefanov, Bruno Greling, Adrian Tions, Hugo Fuentes Luque, Enzo Riccio from Finland, Marius Karsiaukas from Lithuania, and Latvia's Alex Meneses being the last of the 23 drivers that made it to the finish, and unfortunately a retirement for Nikita Nikishov from Spain on lap number 4.